If you're like me and you love playing Seal Deck in A Lawless Time, and maybe Draft as well, you should stay tuned, because we're going to get into how to get the most out of your Seal Deck in A Lawless Time. Hello there, and welcome to my channel. My name is Pontus, and today we're going to talk about some limited play, some limited deck creation, I guess. Because I really thoroughly enjoy limited play in Star Wars Unlimited, and I think A Lawless Time has been very interesting for specifically limited play. I think it's a great set overall, but for limited it's just even better in my opinion. The new bases make it really interesting, and I've played a lot of limited since the release. I've been to 3 Seal Deck events. Not big ones, but I won 2 of them and got second place in the third one, and played 2 drafts as well. I don't remember exactly. I think I won 1 and got like 4th in the other one, something like that. So, you know, it's something I like and something that I think I do pretty well, even though these are small events, local events. And because of my experience with this, I feel like I'm starting to get some insights in how to actually do limited in A Lawless Time. So I'm gonna open up some packs. In fact, I'm gonna open up a pre-release kit that was like they had a spare one from the pre-release at my local store, and I'm gonna just go through what I think you should do when you're playing Seal Deck, and I think most of it will also be true for drafting. So this is my little pre-release kit. So if you're going to pre-release, you'll get one of these. If you're playing Seal Deck otherwise, you'll just get the 6 booster packs, which will be in this box. So we can talk a little bit about pre-releases, because why not? The only difference really is that you get this box, and in this box you get some tokens, a little rules thing, a deck box made of like cardboard, thin cardboard, and a little pack with the 2 leaders that are the 2 special rarity leaders from the set. So in this case, it's really difficult. You get the Jabba and the Leia. And if you're playing in the pre-release, you're allowed to use these leaders as well as any leaders you get in your packs, of course. But let's actually not include these. I think I'll actually think of this as just any Seal Deck to make it a little more interesting, and I'll just set these aside on the floor. So what is the thing you should think about when you're opening these packs? You need to have an idea. You need to sort things somehow to like whatever system works for you, but you need to have some kind of system to get an overlook of like what do you have access to. So what I like to do is I sort them by villainy, neutral, and heroism, and then 1 column for each main aspect, so to speak. So I'm gonna start ripping the boosters, and I probably, unless there's something interesting, I probably just go fast forward through this. But I'll show it just because it kind of could be interesting and exciting. Maybe I get a showcase. You never know, you know. We can actually, let's start by just opening all the packs and looking at the leaders, and I'll start sorting afterwards, because it's an important choice here. You know, normally I don't do this. Normally I open them one at a time, but we can start talking about some leaders' choices, because that's another thing that makes this game interesting. The leader choices. Actually, you know, I'll put my face cam in here as well. Let's put it down there. Oh my god, I actually did get a showcase. That is insane. Oh, it's not focusing. Okay, well, didn't expect that, that's for sure. But I'm happy getting another showcase. Vel Sartha, that's actually also a really good leader. But as I'm gonna talk about soon. Oh, that's crazy. What? Oh my god. Okay. So, let's see, yeah. So the thing is, in this interesting little set here, A Lawless Time, pretty much all leaders are okay, at least. Now, I watched a video before the release by the what's it called? I forget the name. The Polish guys, the world champion, and his friend Sip. Swoop Racers, that's right, where they talked about the leader and tiers, and I think that was a great video. So if you want more details, you can look specifically about Lawless Time, because this is mostly specific about Lawless Time. You can look at that list, and I think, I don't remember all the tiers, but I think the main point of that video, and I agree with that, is that there's two leaders that are slightly better, and that is what's her name? I forget her name. the blue villainy leader that you can exhaust to defeat something with 1 HP left, and also Velsartha. So I'd say that it is the fact that the other leader, the villain leader, is ever so slightly better than Vel, and Vel is ever so slightly better than a bunch of leaders. So I would say if you have those options, maybe you want to go with those. But the main thing should be to get just good cards. So getting a showcase is crazy. Maybe I should get a sleeve for it even. I'm gonna have to be careful with it anyway. So let's start looking at some cards. I'm gonna just fast forward through this, I think. Maybe not. Who knows what I do in them? But I'll just sort all the cards, and I am gonna get a sleeve for that. But you won't notice because I'm gonna pause the recording. There we go. I did think of something that is worth mentioning. If you are playing a draft, which we're not doing now, works differently, of course, it's worth noting that the way the rules are, you don't own the cards until you have actually picked it. So if you open up your 3 packs in the beginning of the draft and you get 2 showcases, you cannot get both of those 2 showcases. You can't pick them up and walk off with them. It's not the way the rules are set up for drafts in Star Wars Unlimited. You have to draft them to actually own them. Just worth noting. Now the odds of that happening is slightly small, let's put it like that. But just so you know. So I'm just gonna put when I put the bases, I'll just put them off screen here, because you can if you don't know, you can have any common rarity base that exists in the set you're playing limited for. So you don't, if you don't pull them in your packs, you are allowed to get them from other places. Usually stores have them. Otherwise, you can trade with someone or whatever, or bring one of your own. Even as long as it's one of the bases from the set, it is something you're allowed to do. Alright, actually, before I start sorting things, let's talk about one more thing. Sorry for being so chaotic here, but so let's look at all these leaders. Which ones are actually good? You can't even see all of them. Which are actually good or usable in A Lawless Time. I would say maybe not Hera. Like, Hera is depending on your pool. Hera could be okay, depending on what you pull in your pool. If you have good off-aspect things with heroism, that's worth using her for, so to speak, then she might be okay. All of the others are at least fine, I would say. At least Hera might also be that, as I said. So now I'm gonna start sorting cards, and you'll see how I do this. I'll put the boosters to the side here. You can barely see them here, but I'm putting them, so I just sort one booster at a time, so you can see how I would do it. There's many ways of doing it, but before I start sorting, let's talk about where do we have them, these kinds of cards where you have multiple aspects, because the normal way is, I'll just show you one pack at least here. So I'll do something like this. I'll explain shortly. I'll just sort this one pack. So like here we have villainy cards in the top row, and then we have like blue, green, red, yellow, and neutral. And what I do is I just put these in one pile. So like all the heroic multicolored ones I put there, or multi-aspect ones. this is a decent way of getting like an overview of what you have, but it doesn't bring you all the way. So I'm gonna fast forward through this and see you on the other side. So in the last pack I got a prestige as well. Nice, L3 legendary prestige. So there we go. Got them all sorted out. The thing I always start by doing is looking at the cards I can play on turn 1. Because if you can't play on anything on turn 1, it's gonna be hard to get back from that in most cases. So I will start by sorting these, kill switch doesn't count really, into things that I could play on turn 1, and just getting an overview. What are my options there? There are other things that are important, but if you don't have turn 1 things, what are you even gonna do, basically? Okay. A little bit low on them, but I know there's some. I saw there was a couple of good yellow ones here actually. So yeah, wow. Okay, that is one of the best cards in limited for sure. And Axe Forgets is actually okay to play on turn 1. And so is Rookie Rocket Jumper. Wiki Pirate is a 2/3. Yeah, okay. I think we're probably playing yellow just based on that. There's an Alliance X-Wing. Yeah. This one isn't too bad, depending on what you're playing. So like you can keep your options open here, you know. So let's see, we're almost there. Oh, here's a couple of 2-drops as well. 3 of them, in fact. Okay, we do have some good ones. So based on this, like, what do we have here? We have 3 bad ones. Well, one is okay, actually. The shield drive outfitter is okay. It can get a shield after all. If nothing else, you can have it as a 1/3 with a shield. Not great, but not horrible. These are pretty decent, and this one can be good as well if you have enough Underworld. Yeah, these are okay as well, but the good ones are definitely yellow. But here's the thing though, let's start talking about these wonderful bases now. Because I would say splashing 2 costs is very much worth it. Just having a good turn 1 is so important that if you can make your turn 1 better, it can give you such a good like headway in the game that I would just, for example, I would play this in any deck. Every single deck I would ever play, if I have this, it will be in the deck. Because it can just win you games. If you have the initiative and you play Canyon Frontrunner, you might just have already won sometimes. Because it's such a insanely good card. Now, these are also really good, especially these 2. So I might want to play blue. So maybe I do want to play Vel actually. Because like I do have 2 blue cards that are good to buff with Vel as well. And the Veronian Doorbuster is also pretty good, but it is only 2 health, so it's a lot easier to kill. There's a lot of things that hit for 2. A decent amount of things hit for 3 as well, but not as much by far. And let's see what we have in villainy specifically. Like, what are the good cards we want that might give us the idea want to play. Why would we want to play villainy with the cards we have? I'm rambling. This is a really good card. That could be one. No, this is also pretty good. That depends, but it has potential. This is also good, actually. If you have enough bounty hunters, and this one is a bounty hunter, and all 3 of those are underworld. So this first one, Syndicate Spice Runner, synergizes there. This is also a good card. This has potential. 7 is a high cost, but it has a pretty impactful effect. Hold for Question is a fantastic card. Wow, yeah. This is also really good. So there's a lot of good villainy cards here, actually. Decent 3/4 Saboteur. Zuckus. I don't remember what this version does. Alright, so actually there's a bunch of bounty hunters there. Interestingly. So there's actually a lot of good villainy cards here. Interesting. Let's look at the heroism cards. Sabine is a good card, Millennium Falcon is a good card, Kanan is a good card, Obi-Wan is a good card. That's a pretty good card. That's a great card. That is not terrible. I don't know. You know, it's hard to get good use of it, so it depends, but might be worth playing, but it's not one of the best. Space, 4/5 Saboteur Space, pretty damn good, actually. That is not that great, but it's playable. Space Ambush Units, not bad at all. That is a good card. This is a terrible card. Oh, there's 2 of the Masasi Group Marines. Wow. Phoenix Squadron Fighters is pretty good. And Defiant Scrappers is also pretty good. Okay. That is interesting. Now let's see what else we have, like, when it comes to like bombs, because what we have to remember is that we still have the splash base. So even if we don't play like one of the colors as our main, if there's a good bomb in there, we could just splash it with the and use it for the splash base. So I'm gonna look like real quick for like good cards. Like Mastery, for example, is a pretty much a bomb, I'd say. But we can splash Mastery whatever we're depending. Doesn't really matter what we're playing. Vision Scouts are pretty decent. Droid Laser Charge also good. That's terrible. Kill Switch is pretty good as well. Yes, all space units are good basically. But they're not. None of these are really bombs except Mastery, I'd say. Well, Mastery may not. It's not really bomb, but it's borderline bomb, I'd say. That's terrible. 8901 for 8. Yeah. Okay, so the greens, maybe that one is kind of a bomb, I guess. This is great. Just 3 damage for 3. I mean, it's not the best removal, but any removal is good removal in limited, pretty much. Arvel Skin is a really good card, especially if we're playing Val. That is interesting. We have Defiant Scrapper as well. So we actually have 2 things that could remove credits if we're playing a red and blue Val. Daring Dell is a very bad card. Flash the Vents is a really good one though, because you can use it for reach to do the last damage you need to win, but it can also act as a removal if you do exact damage to the opponent, so you're not doing any extra damage to their base. So if your unit survives because it has enough HP to survive the opponent's power, and you also with this +2 kill your opponent's units, then it's basically a removal card. I really like that. And Dr. Afra. Yeah, okay. If there's enough underworld, yeah, that's maybe okay. It's definitely not a bomb. Collateral damage is also really good. I really like these red cards. I really like removal. Onaka Gang Bandits. That's a really good card as well to finish off their opponent. Of course, we have this bomb, Canyon Front Runner. That's terrible. These are just not worth playing in limited ever. I'd say almost ever. Well, unmarked credits maybe depending on your deck, but Windfall is only worth it if you have like 7 good cards that cost 7 or more, something like 8 or more, I should say. But yeah, Cage Elite, Qui-Gon is pretty good. No, this is a really good card as well. This is a bomb, I'd say. I think we're definitely leading yellow and blue right now. Arc is decent, Brute is decent. Huh. I like the red, but I mean, I guess we could splash some red, or maybe just splash the blue. No, if we're playing Vel, we're not splashing blue. Are we playing Vel? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, I think, let's just say we're playing Vel. I think both the villainy and the heroism cards are good, but I think we can actually exclude villainy because we have Vel. So now we have to like decide, because like once again, this is still a difficult choice because we can splash 2 costs and we can splash the bombs, the expensive bombs. For example, I think Obi-Wan, if we're playing Vel, even if we're not playing green, I think we can probably, I would splash Obi-Wan and Kanan because both of those are crazy good. So even if we aren't playing yellow, I'd play Kanan. These depend if we're playing yellow or red or green, they might be played. So let's see. So we're playing blue because we're playing Vel. And I think we have to, maybe it is just yellow, or is it red? I think it's not green. Yeah, well, see, this is the hard part. These are so good. 4/4 for 3. But there are more like good red cards, I think. We have Attack from All Sides was decent. Arlos Keen is great. Flash Event I really like. Collateral Damage is crazy. And I like that one as well. Yeah. And that's also pretty good. What about yellow? That's actually interesting. Okay, we could splash a bunch of yellow cards potentially. Like, yeah, I think we will play. We will definitely just, whatever we're doing. If we're not playing yellow, these 2 are coming in the deck anyway. The Milodon Rider and Canyon Front Runner. Quick Pirate is not gonna be very useful, but it is a 2/3 for 2. Cage Elite. Oh, that's not bad actually. That's pretty good. In fact, yeah, okay. This is actually a tough decision here. And let's look at the 2-drops again, because we don't want to splash too much. Can we play blue and green? These are both actually pretty good. And, well, these are not. Well, the Shield Drive Outfitter. Well, we're playing blue. So, if we're playing yellow, we get 4 turn 1 drops. Maybe that's why we're playing yellow then. I think so. Yeah. I think we need to play yellow and blue to get access to a little bit of more of a base there. there is an argument for both green and red, because we do want to splash these 3 in red out of 4. Oh, maybe it's red. Oh, this is the good thing and the bad thing about this. This is what I was talking about, because there are so many good options here. If we didn't have the splash base, I think I would, like, I couldn't play. I mean, we don't know, these wouldn't exist if we weren't playing A Lawless Time, but so that would change the math. But we would have to start by looking at where do I have like 7 or so turn 1 plays that I can even play, because you like need to have that base of like at least 6, probably 7, maybe 8 if you can find 8 good ones. I would say 7 is enough, but you need to have that. And if you don't have it, then you can't play that combination, and that just like locks you out of certain card pools in certain sealed deck. So, but since we do have the splash bases, like the question becomes, what do we want to splash? Do we want to splash like the bombs? What bombs do we want to splash rather, and what's and what turn 1 plays we want to splash? But I think yellow blue just has, because we have a lot of, this is also yellow blue, as realized, so there's actually a lot of turn 1 plays, even if we don't even play these. Yeah, rickety quad jumper is maybe to another unit. Yeah, I think rickety quad jumper is worth playing, I guess. And we have mastery, right? Yeah. I think we're definitely playing yellow blue. Okay, so let's start now by looking at. Let's actually remove anything that isn't yellow or blue from this, because if it isn't yellow or blue, we don't want to splash it. So we're not playing L3, and all of these are actually yellow or blue at least. Same here actually, so we could potentially splash any of these multicolor cards. Okay, so then we'll look here. That's pretty good, that's really good. Weekly Pirate is okay. Toydarian Technician is good. So these are, yeah, I think we need to play these 5, and I think we're splashing Geofane and Devorian Doorbuster. Yeah. This might be our 7. I think so. Let's see if there's anything here worth playing. Can you see that? Yeah. Maybe. This shield drive outfitter is interesting because it can give a shield later in the game, so I probably think that one is worth playing, but maybe not as a turn 1 play. No, maybe rickety quad jumper, but now we have too many. Do I have one? Maybe I'll just remove one of the Weekly Pirates actually then. So we have 8 turn 1 plays, of which one is actually not really a turn 1 play. Okay, I like that. So we're playing yellow and blue. So this is, Kanan is definitely in. Let's start by looking at the good cards in yellow and blue, like the ones that are definitely potential. Oh, there's another. Oh, I forgot about that one. You know what? I think the outfitter's out then. No, wait, the rickety quad jumper. Yeah, let's remove the quad jumper. I prefer 2/3 to the quad jumper. This is just, the ambush is so good in limited, so we're playing that. Since we're playing Vel, we want this thing. Mastery is such a good card. I think Droid Laser Turrets is for sure. That's for sure out. Kill Switch is in probably. Yeah, this is for sure. You know, sorry, this is off screen. Let's put the pile of definitely's here. These are definitely out. The credit generating ones. This one is in. We need 3 drops. This one is out. We don't have items. I don't think any at all, right? or at least very few. Yeah, okay. There's a bunch of cards that I probably want to use in this, but I was thinking we should look at the curve a little bit first. So let's sort this. These are like the definitely ones. So let's see, 3 costs. Okay, these are the cheap ones, right? Okay, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I mean, I think Sabine is so good. We should play it. It's not insanely good, but it is good enough. I think we should play it. Falcon as well. I really like Falcon and Obi-Wan, but we're starting to get too high on the splashes now potentially, so I'm probably gonna remove something. With Brutes is okay. Do I want to splash with Brutes? Maybe. What does Bailiff Balance do again? No, he's out. Urk is a good 4-drop. I don't think I want to splash this one. It's a good card, but no, I think same for this actually. I don't think I want to splash this 3 costs. We should have good enough 3 costs anyway. And I think probably not Urk either. Do I even want to splash Sabine? I'm not sure. I think the Falcon is probably good enough to splash. But we already have 3 in aspect ones, so yeah, probably. Let's keep looking here. Let's see. Oh, the yellows here. Yeah. Let's see what good forecasts we have here. Oh, Qui-Gon is pretty good. Yeah, Qui-Gon is Sentinel. We want him. And this is a good racer, actually. I really like these. I really like this space unit as well. Do I want that? No. I think it's too inconsistent. Axe forgets. There aren't many upgrades. Well, actually, there are experience stuff, but I think both of these are actually out anyway. There is an argument for Axe forgets. Actually, let's keep it for now. I think we should play this huge ship just because there's a decent chance of getting it out cheaper, and we should play Kill Switch. I think this is out. Yeah, all of these are playable. Let's see. I mean, we should. Orwell Skin is so good. We should play this. These are. I don't know. Maybe all of these are maybes, but probably not. Well, let's put it like that. I think the rest will just go. Yeah. Can't splash too much. It has to be important. Maybe this huge thing potentially. I know these worth playing. Probably not, but I'll leave them here just in case. Let's see where we're at now. These are still like maybe pile, so I'll put them here, and then I'm gonna start sorting. So what I like to do is I like to put the events, or yeah, mainly events and upgrades in like a pile here. They could. Yeah, let's just start there actually. It's just, I'll explain what I'm talking about. So what I want to know here, like, this is like, what do I play on curve? So I'm sorting them by cost. Now this is 8 cost technically, but it's not really. Because you will not almost definitely have at least 1 discount when you play it. So I'm just sorting these by cost. Oh, and we need more space because you know, 6 comes before 7, and these are all, yeah, exactly. So let's just see. Those, I'm splashing these. Oh, sorry. Those 2. Okay. So we are a little bit... No, 5 actually. I thought it was 4. No, I think 5 there is fine. We're a little on 5 and 6 actually. But I don't know. Well, I guess we should probably play this one in that case. And maybe even this one too. Yeah, I think so. And then we're playing Master Kill Switch and maybe... let's see how many we're splashing in this current setup here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's way too much. 10 is way too much. So in that case, I do think we actually remove all 3 of these because they're not impactful enough. Yeah. Okay, now how we're at, where we're at. Let's count the total number of cards. 2, 4, 6, 8. $28. Okay. I would like to fill out up there a little bit. Is this one? No. Maybe I don't need to. Actually. So like there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is okay. I think 6 is okay, but it's a little high. I don't like that all of my top end here is, well, not all of them, but 3 of them is off aspects. So I'll probably want to remove something here. I think I'll remove this one. And then now we're at, let's count again. $27. So I think the extra gets is in that case. And I think actually the Kessel Hulk is in as well. And maybe how are we with Underworld? Is the Street Gang Recruiter worth it? No. It's such a bad body. I'm gonna go back and look here. I don't think we want to splash anything else now, but no. Let's look at if there's any blue or yellow here that we removed. Yeah. Okay. Oh, maybe that is worth playing actually. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Exhaust a friend if you do for each different aspect it has. Exhaust an enemy unit in the same arena. I'm conflicted. Tell me in the comments, do you think this is actually worth playing? I don't think it is. I don't want to exhaust my own units to exhaust like 1 or 2 things from my opponents. I don't like Lady Proxima because it's such a bad body. I think maybe we do play Veiled Strength. It is I don't like that it's +0/+0 for 3, but it could finish a game potentially. Yeah, I'm gonna try it, and maybe just another 2-drop. I think something like this. Let's see, count again. Oh, actually I put an extra in here. Did I miscount? Let's check one more time. This is 8, 13, 18, 21, 22, 24, 25. No. Oh my god, what's going on with my head right now? So, okay, this is heavy on the 2-drops, but that's not too bad, actually. Maybe I remove this one then. No, let's... Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's one more change here. And this is the hard part about this cool set, this really cool set. Because I do like having another bomb in here. That's 4. No, I changed my mind. Once more. But you know, this is the kind of thing that makes this hard, and really interesting to me, and really fun. Like it's definitely not something that you can easily get. Like I'm barely scratching the surface with my skill on this, but yeah. Anyway, so the idea here is to, like, what I think you should do is to splash. If you need to splash early because your early game isn't consistent enough, then you should splash early. And I think, actually, I think the Geofane is good enough to splash because I can buff it to a 3/5. Otherwise, it probably isn't worth it for most decks. But just getting a 3/5 is so powerful. So just playing any 2/4 is really good because of that. This one you should always play. Arvel's Skein is insanely good with Vel specifically. It's good in any deck that can use a red, but I wouldn't splash it unless I was playing Vel, because you don't know that you're not necessarily going to have any use for the ability. There might not be a token to defeat, a credit token. And the Defined Scrapper, same thing. I would, unless I was playing Vel. It's just 3/4 for 3, so it's like you might want to play it just because you need stuff, you know. And then we have some really strong 4-drops. I really like Vigilant Scouts. The 3/5 Restore is gonna race really well, and it's pretty hard to kill. Kanan is really good. Just, you know, bouncing a 2-drop is good enough. But if you can get a green or red, and I have Marvel's Skein and I have Geofane, then you can bounce a 4-drop, which is super good. And it's a 3/4 Restore 1, so almost as good as these guys. No, not really, but the bounce effect makes them better. Ambush is insanely good, always. That's why I definitely want to splash this one if I wasn't playing yellow. But I don't need to splash it. This is where it's a little bit awkward, my absolute top end. Because all of these are, except the neutral one, are... splashed. No, that's not this one, sorry, but these two are both splashed. I think this is a pretty decent deck though. You know, we have some removal, we have a couple of ambush stuff, we have some interaction with opponents, can bounce a little bit, we have some taunts, sentinels, and we have these things, and we have all this one is just the best. So yeah, so that's the deck I would go with this one. And I still can't believe I got a showcase. That is just insane. Yeah, wow. I even have a Valsartho deck built. It's just so crazy lucky. Anyway, let's finish this up, I guess. I think, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about how this pertains to draft. So most of what we talked about is absolutely the same for draft, meaning don't be afraid to splash 2-drops, and don't be afraid to splash bombs, you know, most expensive bombs especially. I would avoid mostly splashing 3 and 4 costs unless they're really good, like Kane and Jarrus could be worth splashing depending on your deck. Arvel's Skein might as well, depending on your deck. But mostly, try to get those in your colors, in your aspects. But like splashing the good 2-drops can let you establish the board early, and that can let you win in the long run, pretty much. Otherwise, it's the same principles. It is harder, in my opinion, to do draft though, in many ways, because you have to be able to read the table. You have to look at what you're being passed and try to deduce what your opponents are picking, or the other players are picking. because you don't want to pick the same, and that is one of the hardest parts about draft, trying to like think about that. And I think it's the most important part early on, specifically, not only looking at what you're getting and like, okay, what does this mean? Someone passed me this probably means that they're not playing those colors, stuff like that, but also thinking of what you're signaling with what you are passing. Maybe purposefully not taking a good card that like, well, this might work, but it's not my colors, and purposefully passing that to the next person because it's a strong signal that you can use these colors, because then you'll get those colors, the other colors, from them when the table turns, so to speak. So, well, that was fun, and it's good timing because I need to take a call soon. So hope you enjoyed, and talk about this in the comments, like how crazy lucky I was to get a showcase in this pre-release box. But also just like, what do you think? What were the choices that I made that you don't agree with? And like just general strategy. Are there any things that I forgot to talk about? And the things that you disagree with? Because I'm still learning this as well, even though I tend to do pretty decent in limited play. Well, see you around. Bye bye.